Good evening, I should say. Did everybody just come from watching Becca's live stream on House of Lenormand? It was awesome. We have to get her to go deeper into the Pompeo grand tableau she did. I'm just going to wait just a few minutes before I start readings.
So Lit Mobile just sent me this solar.
I had to wait till Rachel Maddow was over. So anyone watching this later, just fast forward a little bit. And welcome to names I don't recognize, which is always fun. Becca just finished an awesome live stream. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it later. I watched from my bubble bath. Oh, thank you, Pamela. So I hope either tomorrow or sometime this weekend, I'm going to do a labyrinth walk with Lucy, my cat. The daisies are just about ready to start popping open. I hope they pop open tomorrow because it's my favorite time in the labyrinth when the daisies all start blooming everywhere. We had torrential rain for the last week, all that rain that caused the flooding in Michigan hit us, and the daisies just like grew so fast. So watch for a Lucy video coming sometime this weekend, weather permitting. But thank you, Jody. Yes, thank you, Ella. I take bubble baths and then I have to immediately jump in the shower because I have a clawfoot bathtub downstairs and I have a shower upstairs. I take a bubble bath and I get so hot I have to go upstairs and quickly take a quick shower to wash my hair and blow it dry. That you will not believe how much the garden has grown. When I do a video, it is just, everything is getting ready to burst into bloom. Lilies are growing. The daisies are just going to be magnificent this year. So we'll start with something funny. I wanted to look at, will Trump's name become synonymous with slang or a curse word like Benedict Arnold? You know, you think of Benedict Arnold and immediately, you know, it's not good, right? It's someone that committed treason. So I wanted to ask the guards, will Trump's name become, purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube, will it, yeah, I got trumped. Or I pulled the Trump. Will it become slang? It already is. Somewhat, but will it become like, will it become as big as like Benedict Arnold? Will it be known for generations? That's my question. Ooh, them's fighting words. Thank you, Anne. Yes, it will. Here's Trump, the businessman, the greedy king. His challenge to be satisfied with what he had. No, he had to, be excessive. So with greed, probably, this is like karma coming back on him. And I would say even it will be used between friends in a joking way is what I'm getting. There's a new inspiration, and this will come up over and over and over again. It will in particular be used for bullies. It will also be used for when someone needs to be watched for their harvest. Say, if they're into corruption, if someone's being watched. And for people who are just trying to put on a false front. So, and with the ace in there, that's a yes card for me. Aces and the sun card are yes cards. I just thought that would be fun to lead off with. Hey, Miss Roberta. I have to scratch out my questions or I lose track of which ones I ask. So I have to ask what everybody's been asking. Is he taking that medication that he claims he's taking? I actually asked this the other day with someone I was teaching tarot to, and I got to know he's not taking it, but let's see. Well, he's talking about it. He's messaging about it. Talking isn't taking. Yeah, he's not taking it. That's a no card for me. He got this new inspiration, and his challenge was to get his message out to the world, with the messenger on the bottom. It's more about money, and to take besides money that he's getting, it's also about money news, probably trying to deflect from what is going on with his taxes in the Supreme Court. But there's a little more. He's fighting about it here in the future. Dr. Bright, when he testified, and this is my thoughts that were coming to me after I saw him testifying, and then Trump saying that he's taking it. He's claiming he's taking it to try to take away from Dr. Bright's testimony, right? To try to, because he's not accepting what Dr. Bright had to say. He's fighting about it. Dr. Bright, betrayed Trump, the fool here. So it's him trying to make Dr. Bright look like he didn't know what he was talking about. In addition, he's making money off of it. We know that. Oops, dropped my pen. Hang on. With the Christmas tree still up, or corn tree as I call it, makes it hard to reach around the table when I drop my pen. I have another question, hypothetical. Did Mike Pence think Trump would make it full term prior to the election when he accepted to be VP? Yes, the tree is still up, the corn tree. Someone wrote in the comments on another video that I should rename it after quarantine, the endurance tree. I thought that was awesome. Lucy is in her basket over there sleeping, so she might mosey over later. Artie is running around trying to get Shelly riled up, so I'm sure he'll come in here since I just said his name eventually. So, did Mike Pence think Trump would make it full term prior to the elections in 2016? He had some anxiety about it. Thank you, Joanne. He had some anxiety that he would make it full term. No, he did not think he would make it full term. Here's Pence, the supporter to Trump. He talked to people about it. He actually talked to people about it, and he talked a lot. I have the messenger here too, but I think that also this is in reference to all the tweets Trump does. He did not think he would make it, here in the past, working, doing the same thing every day. He knew if Trump did the same thing every day, that he'd be out in the cold. He did not think he would make it. He thought that, this is my card for America, the Queen of Cups. He thought that America would string him up, maybe even put him in prison, that America would be strong enough to get rid of Trump. So he did not think he would make it. So did he take the job thinking that he would be president if Trump was ousted? I knew this would go to a second question if it answered that way. So, did Mike Pence take the position of VP thinking he would become president? Oh, yeah, he thought he'd have the White House. Yeah, that was his inspiration. And that was his agreement too. So who was it that brought in Mike Pence? Wasn't it Manafort? That was his agreement. Like, if Trump goes, I'll be president. He thought they would string up Trump, that he would have to walk away. But now here's Pence. He's stuck. He's stuck right in the middle of it. And investigators are charging in, and Pence is all nervous about that. Here's the investigators, and time's up. Time's up on them all. So now I have a question on Trump. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts like Al Franken. He's been doing some great podcasts on YouTube. If you guys get bored one day, watch some of his podcasts. They're awesome. He has wonderful guests on. And a lot of them, of course, talking about how far back Trump's been in bed with Russia. Thank you, Rose. So did he run for president just to get his ratings up on The Apprentice, because The Apprentice, the ratings were dropping. He was trying to get a pay raise out of them and couldn't negotiate for it because, he's the best negotiator, right? He couldn't get a pay raise out of them because his ratings were dropping. So was he running for president just to get his ratings up? Although some think that he wanted to run in 2000 against Bush. Can you imagine if we had gone through 9/11 with him? I mean, it's bad enough we're going through a pandemic with him. We would have been in a full-on nuclear war. So did he run for president just to get his ratings up on The Apprentice? Because we all know he'd rather be, a TV star or movie star. There he is, the businessman. Well, second card out of the deck, I got my yes card, so let's see. Yeah, The Apprentice was his legacy. Here's my yes card, the sun card. Yes, he ran to try to get his ratings up on The Apprentice. Even though he was in bed with Russia, he was making money off Russia. Ultimately, that's what drove him into running. Here he is being all smug. He was trying to manipulate the ratings. This is something like he's done in the past, how to get more ratings out of TV. Then he was all confused because he really didn't want the position of president. He ended up getting it. He was just trying to get more money out of his contract for The Apprentice. So he had a hidden agenda. He thought about walking away. It made him quite emotional. He thought about walking away. Wish he should have. Should have, could have, would have. Somebody asked just a minute ago, now that Michael Flynn's out, is he safe? Let's take a look. We'll add a question in. Well, where Manafort was getting Russia's help to get him elected, so too is Roger Stone, because they work together in a lobby firm for they're lobbyists for the dictators of the world. Michael Cohen, are you safe? Oh, did I say Michael Flynn? Sorry. Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen. In my head, I was saying Cohen. Out of my mouth came Flynn. Michael Cohen, are you safe? Serving the rest of your time in home isolation. He looked like he'd lost some weight. Death card on the bottom. Death does not usually mean death for me. It means change. But let's look. He's being bullied. Somebody's threatening him. Somebody has threatened him that his time's up. Wants to do him in. Purely for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Well, somebody's threatened him because he cooperated. They're trying to manipulate him. Yeah, crying over spilt milk, but also betrayal. I'm getting he's going to walk away from the threats. Okay. I'm getting, sort of truth here. People probably already know that he's been threatened. It would get a lot of attention. There's the devil, trying to create obstacles and problems. I think they've tried to threaten his wife also. But I get the laws rushing in with this. There's going to be some illumination. So is he safe? Yes, that's a yes card for me. It's not the first time he's been threatened. It's happened before. Ultimately, the threats are coming from Trump, not accepting the fact that Michael Cohen's out. I would assume he's got some massive security, but let's just ask. Does he have protection? If he's still giving any evidence to the courts, I would imagine they're giving him some security, but let's see. I don't think Cohen has that much money at his fingertips to pay for things, because if you think about it, he had to mortgage his house to pay off $150,000 to Stormy Daniels. That tells me he doesn't have a lot of cash at his disposal. Does he have security? Yes. Surprising security. I'm going to say they're undercover. He's working together with them, people from the legal side. Also security for his wife. Yeah, they're definitely undercover. They're trained for sudden attacks, like I'll say like sniper fire, that kind of thing. He is secure. Thank you, Share Bear. He's still offering information up, so I would bet that he's still spilling the milk. He's still giving information to investigators. Yeah, he's been answering a lot of questions, so he's being provided security, it looks like. So, Manafort's also out now. I wanted to look at, because we got $40 million of his finances thanks to Robert Mueller, between his properties and his finances from dirty money that we confiscated. So what's it like for him being at home now? 40 million less. How is Manafort doing at home? What are they living on? How's the wife and kids? Becca from House of Lenormand is dyeing his hair, spending the money on hair dye. He was a little gray when he came out. But walking out, he wasn't in a wheelchair like he's been going around in. Ooh, he's hermiting away. He won't be ordering any ostrich leather jackets. Yeah, he's heartbroken. He's bullied out of his money by the investigators. Casting judgment on him, taking everything. So, crowning the reading, though, he's worried about image. It's all about image. And he's already cooperating with someone else he's in bed with for work to get money, and victory with that. He's already working with somebody else on how to get money. It's a small amount. He's still got his New York trial for his state case. He's going back to prison. My guides told me he would die in jail. So over a year ago. So yeah, he's burdened. His family is burdened. They're practically destitute. Yeah, so I guess he'll be buying that hair color because he's worried about image. So Flynn's attorney, his lead attorney, Sidney Powell, tweeted that the judge, speaking of Judge Emmett Sullivan, acted at the behest of Obama. So I just wanted to see what Judge Emmett Sullivan thought of that tweet. Like Obama put Sullivan up to giving Flynn a hard time. He's going to rip him a new one. Judge Sullivan, what did you think of Sidney Powell's tweet? Oh, he's hanging on to that tweet. He's got it as evidence for something. Let's see. He's hanging on to it. Yeah, it's something tangible. It's evidence. News. Yeah, he's hanging on to it as part of his work as a judge. And he has a circle of support around him. He's hanging on to it, as evidence of what this family of criminals does. This is legacy work here. He's looking at it as being bullied. So he's hanging on to it because it's abuse of power, it's being bullying, trying to manipulate. It's a betrayal. I would say he appointed Gleason, to be the people's attorney in this case. He's giving it to others and they're moving forward with it. So we're going to hear about that tweet probably someday. For those that watched the live stream with Becca and Johnny, you saw we were getting that they were going to slow walk all these extra charges on Flynn till Trump's gone, and then Flynn can't get pardoned. Everybody keeps asking me about Citizens United. Will it be overturned in the next administration? So I wanted to look at that. Thank you, Jody. I think I've looked at that before, and I got yes, but not right away. But will they overturn Citizens United, get some of the money out of politics? Yeah, I just heard right after they appoint a new judge, like they have to appoint another judge to the Supreme Court. That tells me somebody's going to go. Kavanaugh. I like beer. Will Citizens United be overturned? Indecision about it right now. Let's see. You have to remember we have a lot of corporate Democrats also. Interesting. This was bullied in by the Republicans, Mitch McConnell. They are working on it, working together on it. The challenge is, where do they get their donations from? Their moneyed news. Where do they get their support here? They don't want to disrupt their work for election funds. There is a certain amount of support for it because of getting donations. It looks like they're going to change something with it so that the donations are limited. That's what I'm getting. They're gonna change the laws somehow, and there's going to be a lot of attention on this. They know they've got to change it. Yeah, they're gonna cut it somehow. So they're gonna put a limit on it somehow, make it a little more practical, so it's not so much money going in. A little bit of control over it. Artie is over here. I don't know if you can hear him. He's racing back and forth, up and down, up and down. So, Artie, come here. He's chasing no one because Lucy's in her basket. So let's look at Mike Pompeo. I know Becca just did an awesome live stream on Pompeo, but let's see how much trouble he's going to be in. He's over here mewing, Becca, like he's lost Artemis. And he's back that way. I keep going like this because he's running back and forth. And there he goes the other way. What? Come say hello to everybody. And there he is. Wildcat. Mike Pompeo. How much trouble are you in? Selling the Saudis weapons without congressional approval. Although he would have to have presidential approval. Yeah, he's in a fight for his life. He's in big trouble, and there's his wife too. I know Becca was picking up on his wife earlier. Thievery, he's out of balance. He's also shifting money around, betrayed our country, selling weapons to the Saudis. There's his wife also drawn into this, living the life of luxury, so he's making money off of it. He's about to get strung up. He's about to have some big changes. He did this as the emissary to the king, so he did it for Trump. And there he is. He's about to be in big troubles. Collusion. Also giving messages, giving information. Emails. He's given information on our national security also. Giving it to overseas. There's about to be a new action on him for gaslighting and covering this up. He could end up separated from his position. There's other things he's been doing for a long time with Trump, so there's going to be more investigations coming out. Yeah, his time's up too. He's going to end up in court. Uh-oh, Lucy's awake now. That devil likes to show up. I'm going to ask, how does Justice Roberts feel about the Trump cases before him? He's got 3 cases before him right now. How does he feel about it? And there's Trump. La-di-da, the fool. Oh, he doesn't like it at all. He doesn't like what he's seeing. He realizes there's some global implications here, especially like with Deutsche Bank and stuff. He sees Trump as backstabbing. I'm getting he's going to cooperate with the sword of truth. So, in other words, he's going to try to be as fair as possible. Charging in soon, so we're going to hear about this very, very soon. I think he might delay one of the cases. So maybe delay because of elections or something. I feel like he's going to delay one and just give partial verdicts. There's hope for the other one, though. I think it's just a temporary delay for some reason. Maybe need some more information. Whatever gets delayed, it has to do with the family and the two sons. There's more details he needs for some reason. Yeah, he's going to ask some more questions on one of the cases. Interesting. I wanted to ask if Trump would ever be charged with involuntary manslaughter. Oh, Artie's over here messing with Lucy now. You guys are going to start hearing Lucy growling in the distance. She runs from him to get him chasing her, and then turns around because she's bigger than him and knocks the crap out of him. So she makes him think he's winning, that she's running, and then she turns around and puts him in his place. So, will Trump ever be charged with involuntary manslaughter? Either for the crown bag, people that have died at the borders. Because today they said that information came out, I think it was in the New York Times, that if we had gone into quarantine 2 weeks earlier, we would only have about 50,000 deaths instead of 95,000. So negligence, involuntary manslaughter by his negligence and his actions. The bully. The bully, go back to work. It's okay. Go back to work. I think he will. Interesting. Becca, you'll have to read on that. I'd love to see what you get. And he may already have a case coming against him, because that's in the past position, because, this is the slow and steady knight, inactive. He's not moving forward. He's sleeping on it. He wasn't taking any action during the pandemic, and it was all for his image. So yeah, he's going to face a fight. There's a yes card right here in the near future, because he tried to cover up that there was an issue and it affected the families. Yeah, Americans got sick. Treachery. And there's my crown bug card. So, yep, he's going to end up with some involuntary manslaughter charges. That'll be an interesting case to watch in court. Crimes against humanity would be tried at The Hague, yes. Will Americans come together post-Trump? These are mostly questions you guys have given me in comments on videos, some that I haven't gotten around to. Will Americans come together post-Trump? Oh, thank you, Share Bear and JR. Thank you guys. If I, hey Johnny, if I missed any super chats earlier, thank you. Will Americans come together post-Trump? Slow and steady, so it's not going to happen overnight. We know that, right? It's interesting that the crown bug may actually bring us together more, because it's going to come back. It's a virus. It'll come back over and over. Loss and grief, and the challenge is the betrayal, that Trump did to us through his thievery. And here's Trump, the greedy king, at the root of this. People will hang on a little bit to their own beliefs about him for a while. There'll be a lot of confusion, and then I get that the crown bug actually kind of manipulates and changes things, brings us to higher ground together. It's an opportunity for us to come together. When more is brought out on the truth of what inactions he did, what things he didn't do. Because there's more we're going to hear about. We've already heard that he was told all the way back in December, and even before. I wanted to look at the FBI and CIA and NSA. How will our intelligence operatives agencies look post-Trump? Because he's been so anti, anything legal in our government, any law enforcement. Will we rebuild? Will there be support for our intelligence agencies? That's interesting. I have my jail card on the bottom. We're going to be hiring a lot more staff and rehiring some people, bringing them back in, I think, to do all these trials. It's going to be like Nuremberg trials. That's great. So good news right in the center here, because there's with so much money shifting hands and everything, money laundering and the greedy king shifting things around, throwing everything off balance. There'll be new plans made, and then we have justice righting the scales of justice. There'll be new opportunities for employment, new investigations, and new lawsuits. So yeah, they will strengthen up all of our law enforcement, along with rebuilding our Department of Justice, right? John Ratcliffe, he just got named today the Director of Intelligence. Let's just see how that's going to go, because he was nominated last year and he pulled out because he falsified his resume, or his credentials. I'll say resume. How's this going to go for you, John Ratcliffe? It's like, okay, I'm a liar. I lied on my credentials. So yeah, put me over, law enforcement, Director of Intelligence. Trump really wanted you, so he either had dirt on you or he knew you would fight for him. Or he knew you were such an idiot you would screw everything up. What is it? King of Wands. King of Wands can be quite creative. They're also good talkers, and that's what I'm getting right away. Communication about him. It's going to bring big changes. Let's see what kind of changes. The White House hired him to bring endings to investigations and to disrupt. So that's what he's going to do. Try to delay things from moving forward. This was given to him because he's old friends with somebody who apparently let Trump know that that's what he would do. He's going to end up with lawsuits. He's going to end up in court doing stuff for the Trump, the fool. He's going to end up in court. Some new idea he's got. That's going to get illuminated. He's in bed with somebody. I don't think he's going to last 2 months. He's going to be got two cards. It's going to be an action taken against him. Yeah, he leaves. He leaves in like 2 months. 2 weeks or 2 months. Well, that was fun while it lasted, right? Trump's sliding in the polls, and especially with the 65 and older group, which is where most of his votes came from during the last election. So I wanted to ask, will he continue to slide in the polls pre-election? It's the White House. Let's see. Could be a celebration like us celebrating. It's interesting. So the 65 plus, they're showing up here as the secure people that challenges Trump here. This is interesting. I've got the Republicans are watching him too, watching him slide in the polls. Yeah, they're going dormant on him. So he's going to continue. He's stuck. Here's my yes card. There, he's going to continue to slide in the polls from now till the election. Again, something about in 2 months, something big is going to happen because I've got 2 here on the 2 of Pentacles, and there's 2 lovers on the lovers, and 2 of Wands. So June, July, something big's happening in July, guys. We're gonna have to watch for that. Let me ask. Here, I'm going to separate all these 2 cards out just so you guys see I'm putting them in different places. I'm going to shuffle. What's happening in 2 months to Trump? I have been getting those 2 cards for, I don't know, the last 2 weeks. Coincidence? What's going on in 2 months with Trump? Thank you, Marcia. Cards keep falling out. He's got the Republican convention in August. Defending, let's see. It's going to be a new action that burdens him in 2 months. walking away from business as usual. He's anxious. He gets an offer. He fights it, though. And Trump stabbed in the heart. I'm going to leave that there. I don't see him at the national convention, so is this because some of the information comes out as far as the Supreme Court cases? He gets backstabbed. Somebody whistle blows on him about something. Something about money news in the world. So that could be Deutsche Bank and information. Transition out, new start, and a disruption here. It's something he covered up for his family. The whole family's involved. It's about a source of income and shifting money around. And again, another 2 card. Has to do with people he collaborated with also. He's going to get strung up. So somebody's going to whistle blow on his dark money dealings. Don't know if I have any other questions, guys. Thank you, Linda. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to ask tonight. We're live Sunday night on Johnny's channel, Tarot's Apprentice. Just in time for his birthday. Yeah, Trump didn't wear a mask today. I saw the photo you're mentioning of McConnell wearing a mask. It's like, could we cover his whole head so we don't have to look at him? Put him back in his shell, retreat the turtle head. Let's see how, Jade, let's see how the eclipses are going to affect Trump and his administration. Got powerful eclipses coming up. Some endings, some backstabbing around the eclipses. Something surprising. Something surprising with an old friend. Communication coming out. So we're going to see something like email or hear something like a tape where he manipulated dark money that he was working on. It's going to be a lot of losses. Thank you, me, myself, and I. A lot of losses for his administration. Investigators charging in, more legal issues. Changes that put him in defense mode and people leaving. So, yeah, his eclipses are not going to go well. I had another question. I've already forgotten it. Knew I should have written it down. What's the first big domino to make them fall? Let's see. What's the first big domino to start the ball rolling? It's going to be the first big thing. Illumination on money he hoarded, and that becomes an obstacle for him. That just fell out. Let's see, illumination on something he is clinging to, trying to keep private. Oh, could be his taxes, something he's trying to hold close to his chest. Let's see. Thank you, Finnick. What's the big shoe that's going to drop? It's going to be a big fight. Something he started overseas and didn't finish. Becomes an obstacle or a problem for him. There's going to be a different perspective on someone's death also. Brings investigators in. Thank you for going. And I've got Nancy knocking him down to size, and she's just waiting for the right time. Let me ask what Nancy knows. Hang on. I like getting inside Nancy's head. What does Nancy know? Thank you, crazy cat lady. Artie, are you coming back up here? She knows something else about either a quid pro quo or money laundering. She's waiting on documents. I always get that with her. Like, she's got the evidence except for like the bank documents. She's feeling very secure. Steady money from Putin coming in from overseas, and again that Two of Wands, 2 months maybe, bringing it out to America. He gets blocked from manipulating something. Oh, he gets blocked from manipulating something with the crown bug. Probably like death rates and stuff, like where he's trying to change it and testing numbers, that kind of thing. He gets blocked from doing that. She's got investigators that are still moving forward on things with him. And again, it's global, and there's moneyed news that she's waiting on. Moneyed information. It's been hidden from her, so she's waiting on the courts to make a ruling, a decision. So she needs that backup documentation. I want to look at Trump's health. So if he's not taking the chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine, how's his health? I haven't looked at his health in a couple of months. The aliens don't want him. Y'all trying to send him out into space. Space Force. They're going to put him out as space trash. Wow, cards are falling out on his health. Sounds like he's falling apart, doesn't it? He's still got back. He walks. He's got horrible posture. Still got colon issues. Surprises with the colon. So he's got a spastic colon. Like he doesn't know when it's going to hit him. Yeah, that's how we feel, right? We don't know when it's going to hit us either. He doesn't sleep. He's got insomnia. He's still doing uppers. Get high on the energy. There's this bad back again. He's got neuropathy, so his circulation is not good. Surprise, surprise. His addiction is still there. Pain meds also. He's on something for back pain. Still has his addictions. Gets it from his doctor. He manipulates his doctor so he gets what he wants. His liver's screwed up, and he's also drinking still. And he's still, with his addiction, he's still snorting pills. Mostly I get my cards for back, spine. Another spine card for me. So bad back, he's probably also, in addition to Adderall that he snorts, he's probably taking pain meds for his back. Let's take a quick look at Mike Pence's health, since he's been exposed to the crown bug too. Yeah, I love that Nancy called him morbidly obese the other day. It's like, call a spade a spade. That's what he is. He's obese. It's funny. I have the chariot on the bottom, and I heard he's just along for the ride at this point, Mike Pence. Could be an ambulance coming for Mike Pence. He's got a blockage issue. He literally might end up going under the knife, having surgery. That would, if he's got hardening of the arteries, why he doesn't think clearly and doesn't put a mask on when he should. It's something in his blood system, blood supply. He's got neuropathy too, so it's affecting his circulation. He's also got a bad back. How do these lazy people get a bad back? They don't lift anything. Yeah, Pence has back pain, major back pain. I'm going to say it's something in his head. He's got a blockage, like maybe having a stroke or a mini stroke. Looks like they have to go in and explore, see what's going on with him. He's got colon issues too, and this is funny. Women bedevil him. I'll leave it at that. Let's see how Vampire Man, Stephen Miller's wife's doing. Purely for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Although it's public knowledge that Trump has an addiction issue, we'll state it's for entertainment only. Stephen Miller's wife, how's her health? Her spleen is affected. They're doing more blood work, more tests on her. It's affecting her liver. They're trying different mixes of different medications on her. They're trying different cocktails to see what works. She doesn't have enough of something in her blood. It's called blood. No, she probably doesn't have enough oxygen in her blood. She doesn't have enough blood in her blood. If she's married to Stephen Miller, they're taking a new action on her, but her body's fighting it. Wow, this is my card for Crown Bug. It's bullying her. It's bullying her. She's not doing well. You're watching her. It's treacherous. I do think she'll improve. It's just going to take a while. So let's see. Stephen Miller staying near her while she's in quarantine. Has he caught it yet? I didn't get that she's pregnant, Dead Z. No Empress, that's one of my cards for pregnancy. If she was pregnant, it would be like the movie Aliens. It would just pop out of her belly. Rosemary's Baby comes to mind. Stephen Miller. Got the Hierophant on the bottom. Let's see what that's about. Well, he's hanging around feeling lost now. He should be hanging upside down in the closet, but, you know, got his Dracula cape on anyway. He feels burdened. Feels burdened by this airborne illness. He's watching. He's actually watching his wife. He's keeping an eye on her. Shock. Yeah, again, they're trying different cocktails, different mixes of medication on her. Her body's fighting it. So he's like the messenger, like he relays to the doctors what's going on with her. Good boy. Sit down. I actually think he might actually be taking care of her a little bit here. He's offering her things. It's kind of surprising, right? He does sneak away when he can, in the daylight hours. He has to go hang out in his coffin for a while. He doesn't know what to think. He's incapable of understanding like what someone else needs. So he kind of wanders around, doesn't know what to do. I'm not getting he's got it. He's just kind of like wandering around their home, lost. He's anxious. Well, guys, I'm out of questions. Thanks for joining me for the live stream tonight. I hadn't done Kushner around the Pompeo deals. Let's see. We'll take Becca's asking. Let's see. Kushner, are you involved with the deals Pompeo's been doing with the Saudis? He's totally involved with Jamal Khashoggi. I got that year and a half ago when Jamal was done in. Living that luxurious lifestyle. Well, my cards don't want to spread on Kushner. They're clumping. Kushner's at the center of this. There's going to be some communication that he's involved in this from the past that's going to come out. Things that he's tried to cover up. Someone's going to be cooperating, and that's going to be his challenge. There's a whistleblower that's going to come out on this. So he's going to get bullied, but he's at the center of it. So it's not just with the Saudis. He's the middleman. He's like right there in the middle of it. Also with Putin, deals with Putin. Kushner's going to be making license plates soon. There's some information coming out, some moneyed news coming out, things that he's manipulated. We're going to get supporting information on it, so we're going to know more about Kushner. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hadn't done a video on my own channel in a little while, so it was good to be on with you guys tonight. Don't forget Sunday nights on Johnny's channel, Tarot's Apprentice, for any newbies that don't know. Sunday nights at 7 Central Time. And it's Johnny's birthday, so, We'll see you guys soon. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye, and thank you all for all the super chats. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Good night.